late night. It's really, really, really late night. I gotta go grab a few things from outside. When y'all come in, y'all come on in while I grab this up. Come on. Y'all come on in, come on in. Let me mute this and I'll be right back. I just have to go in my backyard and grab some things that I've done. And then we're gonna talk about it and then we're gonna keep going. See, yeah. I should have grabbed this stuff before I started, but it's okay. Okay. Yeah. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I wanted to show a few things, and that's why I'm going live. And I'm like, show you how easy it is to garden. Okay, depending on what you're growing. And I challenge everybody to grow one thing, and I'm gonna give you something that's really easy. Okay, really easy. And we're gonna talk a little bit about it. But before that, let me set up my camera. Okay, I'm gonna set up. I guess I'll transmit through my phone. Where you at? Hey, phone. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Where are you? Siri ass don't want to talk. Hey, Siri. Where are you? I'm over here. You over here? Oh, here you go. I don't know what's going on with my phone, y'all. Um, but I've been having a problem with sound. Let me see if it kicked it back on yet. Nope, I still don't have sound. Okay, but that's okay. That is okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is I don't know if sharing the sound even works. It don't seem like it does from my phone. I'm gonna have to look and see is that even possible. Okay. I might have to change a few settings in order, but that's okay. I'm gonna hit share on that. Wait, what is this? It said boom, 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 work that away. Right. Okay, so it is sharing. Yes, it is sharing. Okay, cool. Now, cool. Okay, so there's a few things that we're going to be talking about, but the first thing I did say I was going to show y'all how to grow yams, sweet potatoes, okay? Sweet potatoes. And sweet potatoes and growing potatoes are completely grown differently, and that's because a sweet potato isn't really in the potato family, okay? They aren't in the potato family, and it's actually, if I'm correct, Morning Glory, right? Morning Glory family. I can look that up to don't quote me, okay? Um, but it is a Morning Glory. We're eating Morning Glory roots, and that's what the sweet potato is. And a potato is something completely different, right? And so they're grown differently. Just because they grow in ground doesn't make them the same. Just like the carrot, right? A carrot has greens that you can eat on a salad, and then it has the carrot itself, which is the root. Uh, oh, thank you, baby. Oh, that's for the butterflies. Thank you. Good job, gave you them, huh? Okay, y'all. Good job, gave him some seeds. If they give you some more seeds, let me know. I'm looking for mints, okay? Yeah, baby. Look, okay, but I'll show y'all that in a few. So, um, so the sweet potato, and I do have some potato seeds over there, which is just basically a potato, right? Most of the food that we grow, the seeds are either inside the item or it's the seed itself, right? And I'm gonna show y'all that too tonight. Let me turn on a light, more lights. I'm gonna turn them glow lights off, but first, yeah, I'm gonna turn them off for now. But I'm gonna show them to y'all. I'm sure eventually show it to you, okay? Because apparently the grow light been on all day. Now, it's not so harmful depending on the plants, but you want the plants to get sunlight just the way it would get sunlight, whether it's 8 hours of sunlight, 6 hours of sunlight. You don't want it to be on all day and all night because it needs the energy. It stores its energy when in the darkness, right? And a lot of plants also need wind, like the breeze. Believe it or not, all of those things, air circulation and everything, helps with a plant. Just like us, right? We need to be out in the sun, or we got to get vitamin D, or we will become vitamin D deficient. Um, so yeah, I think of my plants like babies when they are babies. Okay, because you got to attend to them a little more. But I'm going to show you how you don't have to necessarily tend to them through the growing season. Okay, or even if you do, it's going to depend on you and what you use. But first, let's get to the potato, the yam, right? Sweet potato. I think I'm gonna make a change in one of those, right? To kind of show y'all what I did. Oh no, I don't think I have to though. I don't really think I have to. Let me turn this light on. Okay, here we go. I should have put the because I'm realizing y'all can only hear me through the computer. I should put the computer a little closer, maybe. Let me grab a table. And that way I can use this table as maybe. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I'll put the laptop on it. I am in the kitchen, y'all. I was I I didn't go to sleep last night, and then when I did go to sleep today, finally, um, I didn't wake up in time to do this outdoors. But I do need to get it done, right? Me waiting to do videos is stunting my my lifestyle. Okay, I gotta get this stuff done. Okay, hold up. Let me get y'all a little closer so y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. I will be putting the link out, but first I'm gonna go through some of these things. And but I'm telling you, don't come up here if you're not talking about gardening. Okay. When I'm done with the gardening, I may change the title and then we can talk about whatever. Or I may just continue with this video. But right now I'm doing this garden stuff, okay? Because I cannot keep holding this up. So we're talking about the sweet potato. Man, sweet potato. Let me see if I earlier today it allowed me to do this. Let me see, but it's sideways. See on here, yes, when I was doing the sewing, it adjusted for me. I'm trying to see if it will. Uh, okay. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Here we go. So here. sweet potato. It's the orange sweet potato. They do come in different types. And the reason you would keep something like this, you need to at least know your name of your item. And what happened? Oh, it went dark. Give me a second. I have to change the settings. Let's go into settings, y'all. And I think yesterday I went into, did I go into, yeah, display and light. And then I go and change the auto lock to never. And then, okay, I'm back. We back. Okay, so I am growing the sweet potato orange, and it likes full sun, harvest early summer to fall. Okay. Um, so yes, I'm gonna be able to grow this all the way to fall, even until the frost may even kill the leaves, and then I can still keep them in ground. And based on something that I learned, right, and that if I keep the items in ground, like instead of getting them out the ground and then storing them somewhere and trying to keep them fresh, that I can keep them in the ground until I need to go out there and harvest. So let's say I just need 2 sweet potatoes. Instead of going dig up the whole harvest, I will go outside and dig up 2 sweet potatoes, leave the others in ground, and it will stay perfectly safe in ground. Okay, in ground. And so, and I got that from the elders. Okay, that came from the elders, the people who had to farm growing up in order to eat. Okay. Anyway, so I am going to make a little label, but I don't need the label right now. I'm just going to keep this for now, right? So what's going to happen is potatoes, sweet potatoes are grown from slips, and what are slips? It's a flower, just like a seed, right? That develops something like this. Do I have any? It's the greenery, right? Like this. On top of this, these will grow on top. Once they get a certain height, I'm going to snap them off and I'm going to plant them where I want to plant them. Okay, so they're going to end up turning into, and they call these slips. Okay, so what I did was I took the potato. I'm going to remove one because one of them I did not do. This one I didn't do what I'm about to tell y'all I did, right? So this one is a whole seed potato. What is a seed potato? A seed potato is a potato, right? The fresher the potato is, the more difficult, the longer it will take to make the slips. So if you get a potato that's not that fresh, it'll take less longer. But you can go and buy a potato out, a sweet potato out of the store, farmer's market. Try to get something where they didn't put any chemical on it to stop it from sprouting, right? So you go and go to farmer's market. Buy it on, people on side the road who selling their potatoes out of their garden or somebody's garden. Those are good. You go and you just need to buy one, depending on how many plants you want. Okay. If you go into the nursery to buy, you're gonna buy the slips. You could buy the slips online. You could buy the slips at the nursery and grow them, or you can buy the plant as seedlings, right? So what I did though, I only had 2 of these. This only came with 2, and it was fairly reasonable. $3-4 for 2. I didn't think that was reasonable, right? I'm thinking, damn, I'm only getting 2, right? But they do tell you that each potato can have anywhere up to from 15 to 21 slips on each potato. Okay. So what I did with this one though, this was a large one. With this one, it was small, and I cut it in half. I cut the potato in half, and then I put toothpicks in it to keep it submerged in the water, but not completely. You see that? I put toothpicks in so it'll hold it. And then I made sure that the bottom portion of this potato is submerged in water. That's what I did. Okay. I think this one may have fertilizer in it, but you don't have to put any fertilizer. In fact, I'm not even sure if that's a good idea. So I'm kind of testing. One of these I'm testing, and I had fertilizer in it. Okay. Just a little bit that I already had that was already mixed with the water. So it was no big thing, but yes. And then I put it in a jar. A jar. The slips will grow. We're gonna wash that, and we're gonna give it a month. Okay. And then this one, you see, it's kind of fat. I wasn't able to put it in the jug that I was had available like this one, because it was too chubby. And I decided, okay, well, it's also kind of short. So I decided just to put this one in the water. You want the point portion up. You could tell where the root was. You can kind of tell, right? You see there and there. And then I put it in water. Put the toothpicks in and I put in one. You notice this one only has 3 toothpicks. This one has 4. I think 3 would have been enough. However you need in order. You want to keep the bottom off the bottom of whatever you're growing in. As you notice, this is a small little thing, but you can see it's not on the bottom. You see that? Eventually, though, as the roots grow, I will have to change out of this one because you do not want the roots bogging at the bottom, right? You do want the roots to grow long, and as long as they grow, the longer the plant will grow. But what you're trying to do is create roots, okay? That's what plants is all about. You baby the roots. You take care of the roots and the greenery or the plants and the flowers or the fruit, right? They pop up. Okay, so that's what I did with the yam. Okay, that's it. And then I put it under grow lights. Truth is, you can put it outside on your patio. Truth is, it could be in your windowsill. Truth is, as long as it gets some type of sunlight, and because I don't have a windowsill, um, yeah, I don't have an actual windowsill, and I don't want to open. I do have some windows that I can put something there, open the window during the daylight hours. I don't want to do all that. Okay, but you can. I don't want to do that. So I have grow lights. So let me show you the grow light. Okay, this is what I purchased this year, but this is not how I originally did it. And there's other ways of doing it, right? But I don't remember how much I paid for this, but it wasn't much. I thought it was reasonable, right? It's lightweight. It's really light. Okay, and it had 4 heads on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can move them up and down. You can spin them around. I could put this one way over here, put this one way over here. I can have this one going for higher plants by raising it up like that, and this one for low plants way like this. So I thought that was convenient. Now, this is a basic one, didn't cost much. They get more elaborate and things like this. And this part raises up as well, only to a certain, so that raises up, but it looks like that's the highest it goes. Okay, so the thing is, when you're starting out with your seedlings, you want the light to be as close. And I'm going to talk about that when we do deal with what I'm about to deal with next. So that's how I did the yams for anybody who want to know the sweet potatoes. That's what I did. I cut them in half. If you have one you purchase from the store, or you go and purchase one from the store, you could cut it in half, put it in water, make sure it's off the bottom, and give it a few weeks, and you'll start seeing roots grow. But more important, as you see the roots grow, you're going to start seeing the greenery grow too. And when that happens, then I'm going to show y'all the next step. So we'll be keeping an eye on this for the next month. Okay? You can kind of put this out the way. Change the water every I don't know, every so often. When it starts getting real cloudy, right? When the water gets cloudy, just go and put some fresh water in. Dump that water out, put some fresh water. Do you have to do that? No. Okay, but you don't want anything growing, preventing the stunt the growth. I have set something in some water and just let it go. Okay, and let it go. Okay, so that's cool. I hope that's good information on the yams. If y'all have any questions, y'all can ask them. But I'm not looking at the chat right now. But I will. Y'all have questions on there, save the questions until I start looking in the chat, and then we can go from there. But I hope I answered this. Okay. How am I going to grow my sweet potatoes? Well, I'm going to grow them in a container or possibly in the ground. But I think what I'm going to do is put them in buckets. Okay. I'm gonna get me some buckets, and I'm gonna grow it in buckets. And that way, all the potatoes will grow in that said bucket, just like potatoes grow, right? But that's what you have to do that step with these. So I should have done this earlier on in the year. I could have anyway, but I didn't want all these plants in my house, in my living room. Okay, I've done that. I did that 2 years straight, and I decided I didn't want to have to deal with that this year. So that's why. Okay, now we're gonna go to my seedlings. Okay, I want to show y'all a few things, right? So these are, this is what I did indoors. You don't need any light to do this, right? I showed y'all how to do this using seeds and cotton balls. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, I we're on the second week now, right? It was last weekend. No, it was the weekend before last. I should have put the date on, right? But it wasn't this week. It wasn't last weekend, but it was last week, if that makes sense what I'm saying. Last week I did a stream and I put these two together. Okay. I actually put three together. One of them was a test to see if the seeds was good. Actually, no, I put this, and I also put this one together, but I wasn't sure if the seeds were good. Okay, so this was a test of some old seeds. So we're gonna take a look at that last. Okay. Now you don't need to have any light when you do this. I use cotton balls. I put the seed on it. I'm gonna show you what I did. You're gonna be able to tell with this one. Let me open it up. Now y'all can see that it's a lot of different seeds on there, but they're different seeds. This is my tester container, and I had some. When I put the black seeds there, I was testing that to see if the lettuce was good, and they didn't sprout. And then the white seeds are, I can't remember what it is. I think it's peppers. I was testing out peppers to see if they would sprout, and they didn't. And then the black is also I think a cabbage. One of these is cabbage, one of this is, and they were old seeds. And so I was testing them out to see if they would sprout. And as we can see, they have not. Okay. Now I can give this another week, but I'm not gonna waste my time. But I am gonna reuse these cotton balls. So I'm gonna squeeze that water out because it's too much anyway. And I'm gonna reuse those. Don't be wasteful, okay? That's why there's all those different seeds on here. I'm and there's too much water in here too. It's too much water. That could have also. I don't think it would have. Um, it could have killed them if it was too wet once they started to sprout. But upon sprouting, I don't think that would. I think I'm gonna throw this water out, and I'm gonna set this to the side, okay? Because I am gonna reuse these in this container. Now, before I go to the next thing, I want to show you this container and this container. This is like, this give it a greenhouse effect. It's like a greenhouse effect, right? And that's what you want to create, a greenhouse effect. So you have a lid, you put a little water in on the medium, put the seed in, and put a lid on. And you can put it in the dark. Just throw it. So I had them all stacked up on top of each other right here like this. They were just stacked until they started to sprout, okay, or germinate, okay. And they didn't need any light, but this one was indoors. I ended up putting these outdoors, and I explained to y'all during one of the videos why. Because even though these was put out at the same time, these are different plants, right? And as y'all can see, you can see those. And we're going to look at these in a minute, right? So check it. These kind of sprouted real quick. These are my red cherry tomatoes. They came up really quickly. And so I put them out in the sunlight. And you see how wet, how the greenhouse effect handled outside versus indoors. It's still the effect indoors, but you can see it's a little different, a little more moisture when you put them outdoors. And you can put them outdoors, and you don't have to put them outdoors. Okay, you could do it either way. Okay, so these are ready where I could put this in soil if I want to, or I can allow them to grow more, but I cannot allow them to continue to just grow in here because they're already touching the top, right? And I don't want them growing folded over, okay? And I think there's a lot of moisture in there. I'm actually gonna end up moving these and replanting these, right? Now this is my red cherry tomatoes, and this would be hot habanero seeds. Habanero, whatever you said, pepper. These are hot peppers. And I did these the same time I did those. And the germination on these is a little slower. And I do see, it looks like a lot of them didn't do anything, but the reason you can't see because it's white and the germination portion is white as well. But all of them, for mine, except this one, I don't see anything on this one. Out of all of these, look like this one is the only one that didn't sprout, right? Because even if you look at that one, if I get close enough, and see if I can zoom in for you, you can see the little tail. That means it germinated. So these are hot peppers. And I can probably tell you that they would have germinated quicker if I would have put them on top of a heating pad. And they need a little heat, right? They want their soil to be between a certain temperature, and the soil temperature will determine how fast they sprout and grow. Okay? And since I just had them in the corner like regular, they sprout. This is 2 weeks, which is good. But I think they would have done quicker if I had maybe even put them outdoors and let the sunlight give them some heat. Okay. But these are good. I could keep this in here until they get a certain height. Okay. Those are those peppers. These are my tomatoes. And here's another. This was indoors. I haven't went outdoors. And this is my cayenne pepper. Cayenne. And the reason I know because you see the little tag, it says long, thin cayenne pepper. And you see a lot of seeds there because I reused the cotton ball, but I can see that sprouted, that one sprouted. Let me see. And then I'm gonna put this outdoors, but there's a lot of water in here. Let me drink some of this water out. Okay. I drank. Oh, I didn't kick it out, did I? Oh, lovely, please. Okay. This is my cayenne pepper. And what I'm going to do with these, because I do see sprouting happening, right? But I also see a lot of water. I am going to, for the next week, I'm going to place these outdoors and and see what they do. Okay. Now, different things take longer and shorter to sprout. Okay, these were new, if I'm correct. I don't think this is not a test item. If I'm correct, this was new cayenne pepper. Okay, I wasn't doing a test on these. That's why I did the thing. So this is I'm gonna put these outdoors. I'll probably put them out there tonight, and just leave them for the next few days. Okay, and then we'll check back the next time I do an update on them. Okay, but this is at 2 weeks, and I do see the sprout. Okay, now if y'all want to see how I did that, you should go look at some of them older gardening videos. It did not take long. And here is another one, right? And I think these might be old. And the reason I say so because I have this in here. Let me see. Damn, I can't tell because I cut it off. But anyway, this is Italian basil. And they sprouting. Look, I see 3 there. I see them there. Now, you could tell I reused the cotton balls, but I do see the ones that's sprouting, right? Yeah, and I didn't even care. I could tell that they were old because the way I did it. I didn't just put 1 or 2. I just kind of sprinkled them on there to see if they were still good. But they are good. They're sprouting. Let's see if we can get close enough where you can see. Y'all see? There. Look like 4 of them there. That one right there. It's like 5 or maybe even 6 on this one. I see 1 right there. I see the one right there. I see a few right there. But you know what else I see? I look like I see a fuzziness on them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain some of this water out of them and make sure they're okay. But they're sprouting. And this is basil. Now the thing about basil, you didn't have to do this. I was just showing y'all how to germinate. Okay, basil it's easily grown. You could grow it indoors, and you don't have to ever put it outdoors if you don't want to. You could put it under a grow light or in your windowsill, in any windowsill in your house. You can put it in there's different types of basil as well. Sweet basil, chocolate basil. There's different type of basils. Okay. That's an herb. So the herbs are really easy. You don't really ever have to put them outdoors if you don't want to. Okay. If you don't want to. But they also grow well in the garden. Okay, so what am I about to show y'all today? Wait, I need to put this back in here so I know what this is. I'm gonna put, since they are germinating, I'm gonna end up putting a tag, and I do have some more seeds in here. Okay, so I'm gonna end up probably direct sowing these into something. So sowing, 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 right? Not sewing, SEW, but SOW. They got things that like to be directly sowed. And that means directly placed in soil in the spot in which you are going to grow it throughout the season. And then there's transplanting. And that means you can grow it indoors or wherever in a smaller pot and then take it out the smaller pot and put it in the bigger pot or in the ground. That's called transplanting, right? And then they have some things that will regrow itself, right? A lot of the herbs will regrow itself. And we'll talk about that later. Now, I am making a few decisions, right? I've been testing a few things. I've been showing y'all me testing things, but I haven't been actually doing it the way I would grow it. I've just been like kind of wasting some of my seeds just to show y'all how to do something, to be honest, right? Like I wasted my cabbage, right? And lettuce because I did it one way, but that wasn't the way I was going to grow it. So I just kind of threw that stuff out in the back somewhere. If it grows, it grows. If it don't, it don't. Because that's not the way I want to grow it. So today I'm going to be talking about hydroponically growing, right? And I have to make a decision because I am going to be doing some hydroponics, and I'm also going to be doing some growing in the ground and container growing as well. I'm gonna be mixing those up. Container growing, growing directly in my ground, and also hydroponically. And tonight, though, I'm gonna be focused on hydroponically. Okay, for y'all, for the sake of y'all, because I really think everybody can do what I'm about to show you tonight. Everybody. As long as you live in a place that got some sunlight, everybody can do this. You can grow what I'm about to show you to grow. You don't have to put it outdoors at all. Okay? And we're gonna use some things. And I'm going the cheap route. So in case y'all don't want to spend money, right? You don't want that's why I'm doing it this way. You don't want to spend money. So you possibly have a jar. Or if you don't have a jar, then let me go grab some. You may not have a jar. You may not have a jar. This may have been uh I don't know, spaghetti sauce. Who knows? Okay, it's a glass jar. You may have a soda bottle. Um, you might have a wine bottle. Right? You you may have some oil bottle. I know you have something like this. And instead of throwing these things away, you can use these to grow food. And if you don't have none of those, you got to have a cup or a glass. A cup or a glass, right? You could use this cup to do what I'm about to show y'all to do. Okay? There is no excuses for not doing what I'm about to show you to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to show you right now. So I'm giving y'all something easy, very easy, and hopefully most of y'all, if you eat green beans, snap beans, whatever you call them in your area, then that's what we're gonna focus on. Green beans is they self-pollinate. They don't need bees, bugs, and birds to help them pollinate. They self-pollinate. Y'all understand what that means? That means you can grow them indoors. And you don't have to worry about no bugs because you don't need no soil. You don't need no soil. You just need a cup and some water. Okay. Now, throughout the growing season, based on how everything's growing, your water and things like that, you may need some fertilizer. But there's all kinds of fertilizers, right? That you could create with the food that's in your house, the food scraps. I'll even show you that, right? But what I'm saying is water and a cup and a seed. And what is classified as a seed? Well, let's take a look. This is a bean. Green bean. See it? It's a snap bean. It is of the bush variety. That means instead of growing tall and vertically grabbing and growing taller and taller, it bushes out. Okay. It takes 5 to 10 days to germinate. It takes 52 days, like a month and a half, to grow to harvest. Okay. To grow and harvest. What do they look like? Well, let's take a look back. I'm not. I need to stop opening them by tearing them off because I'll have to write that down. Okay. Now, they look like a bean, and it depends on the variety. This is a tender green improved bush bean. Okay. They say it will grow to be 16 to 18 inches in height. Okay. And so you look at these type of things, especially the height, so you'll know just how big it'll get. Okay. Now, check it out. Let me see if I have any in here. I do, but these are old, okay? These things are really, really old. Like, look how old they are. I don't even think this store exists anymore. This is small red bean that we purchased. Wow, y'all, it gotta be easily close to 15, 20 years. Isn't that something? Okay. Um, I don't know if these will sprout, but my reason for pulling them out, first of all, I am going to see if they will sprout. But I pulled them out because what I'm saying is, if you have a bean in your house, right? I know I have some beans, some fresh ones, some good ones. Here we go. Kidney beans. This is your seed. You. This is your seed, right? Like I can, and I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna take one of these and I am going to see if we could germinate that. And we're gonna watch. We're gonna give it a few weeks. We're gonna give it a few weeks, see if it sprout, and then we're gonna grow this. And we're gonna grow this, okay? Uh, I I guess I could test these old things too, but the truth is these are old. Okay, they may not do anything. I'm not hopeful, but I guess I'll test it. Yo, this is I don't know if this is 2 pounds. No, this is a pound of beans, fresh beans. They were fresh, right? These are not in a packaging like this. These are beans from Louisiana, baby, and they were fresh off a farm where they were selling them like this in a store, and I bought them. But it's so long ago. It's so long ago. Oh my God, I forgot they were up there. We done moved and brought them with us, but this is your seed. So some things that we eat, the thing that we eat is the seed itself. It could either be the root or the seed itself. Or some of the things when they go to flour, right? The item itself goes to flour and it drops the seeds. So you can reseed, have the seeds for next year or the next harvest or whatever, right? These things provide the source. You know, once you start a garden, you may never need to buy a seed ever again. Once you have everything that you want to grow, those things will provide not only the food, but it also recreates itself. It drops the seed of itself. Okay? Um, and if you start, the more organic the seed is, the more years you may be able to continue to have a good harvest year after year after year after year after year by regenerating itself. This thing is magical, baby. This is the world we live in. This is, if anything is magic, this is magic. Okay? This is magic. Um, so I am gonna grow. I'm gonna see if we could sprout a couple of these. If y'all can see, I'm getting them directly out of that. Okay. Um, I don't know where we got these from, but I love kidney beans. And so I have this brand. Let me see, do I have another brand? I usually get them from either Walmart. You know, if I was down south, they would come directly from what is it called? Camelo. I do have some of those beans, but I don't think I have them in red. I may have white. Oh, we may have cooked it. We cook beans in this house, baby. Okay. And if look, that's something you want to definitely have is some beans. Okay. Beans, 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 beans. Listen to me when I say beans, okay? Beans provide protein. Where you might not be able to get meat, you can still get your protein through your beans. You can make beans and rice, Southern style. You can make bean soup. You can put beans and make chili. You can you can make beans in sandwiches, right? You can mash them up and like that. Just so there's many types, and you can do a lot of things with beans. Lots more things than you can even imagine. My grandmother used to make a pie with smashed up beans. Okay, I don't have the recipe. I might need to call one of my aunts. They may have it. My grandmother used to take beans, boil them until they soft, smash them, and then she would. I don't know what she was doing with them beans, baby, but I know when I ate, they were good. Okay, we ain't question grandma, baby, because anything she cooked was good. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop all this talking that I'm doing, um, and I'm gonna show you how to hydroponic. Now, the thing is, what is hydroponics? Hydroponics is growing with water. Growing with water, yes, you will use some fertilizer. You could create your own fertilizer. I'm going to show you some of the things I have in my refrigerator to make my own fertilizer, which means you're going to be able to do it too. Um, I have a couple of bags of this. Um, so this is watermelon rinds. You can you can save um, things from like potatoes. I have some potato peels over here. Let me show you. Potato peels, right? Um, Lettuce, the ends of the lettuce, the portions that you kind of dispose of that we usually put in the trash. Uh, the peels of the garlic and onion, the parts that you put in trash. All those things you could save in a baggie and then turn this into fertilizer. Okay. And it's where you're taking these items, you're gonna soak them in water for a day or two, right? To get all of whatever's in it out of it, the starches, the protein, the calcium, and anything that these things have in them. You're gonna let it soak, you're gonna mix it up, and then you're gonna add some water to it to dilute it, and then you're gonna pour it in your garden. That's what you do. Or you could buy a fertilizer as well. So, okay, that's what you can do. So I'm gonna put these things back in the refrigerator. This we had a watermelon a few months back, and I had hubby store things for me. Okay. You can also, if you have soil outside that you think is bad, you can you can put the stuff in the ground. I and it depends on like I can't put this in the ground, but maybe a raccoon or something might come and smell it and dig it up. So there's another way of doing it by placing it in a jug, a bottle or something with a lid on it and bury it. You punch holes in it so it would be able to leak out into the soil. That's different ways of doing it. Okay, that's another lesson for another day. Okay. So let's get to the basics. If I show you the basics, we're gonna just get to the basics. Okay. Now I did show y'all. There was another video. It was a fail for me because I was trying to use something else, right? But I didn't really. Let me just get to this. Okay. I'm drinking this. Okay, this has so there. Oh, before I get to that, here are my Roma tomatoes. Y'all saw me replant these the other day, right? Remember they was on the cotton ball. You saw me put them in and cover it with the dirt. You see how they standing up straight? Now they don't have their true leaves yet. This is still it growing baby plant. It's not a seedling yet, but y'all see them growing. I'm gonna spray a little water on them, and I'm gonna put them, and they're growing strong too. I can see the leaves not wet. So it started out like this because this is the same. I did these the same day. This and this. They all started in a container like this. And 2 days ago, into my backyard, I took these out of the container like this, and I put them in this container. Y'all watch me do it, and look at the difference. Y'all see the difference between these and these? These are lagging. They, because they still in their baby stage. These are in their baby stage too, but look how they're standing up straight. Let me show y'all. Y'all see them? Let me see. Look at them. They're standing up straight, baby. They're standing up straight, and these are still wiggling around. Okay, and if you look in here, you can see roots. They forming their roots fast, and I need to get them out of here because they will start intertwining with each other, and I don't want them to do that. I really want to separate them into one each. Some of them have two, like this cotton ball has two on it. I don't want that, but I could keep it that way, right? It doesn't matter. These are red cherry tomatoes, and these are um, my Roma tomatoes. Okay, so the reason they standing strong like that is because I did put them in sunlight. You do not have to have them in your house. You can, because these things will grow from soil directly sold, then they can handle the outdoors. I don't know why people they tell you to grow them indoors, right? When you can do everything, you could start them indoors like this, but then you could put them in something and put them outdoors. That's if your weather permits. Now, if it was cold outside, too cold, then yes, you'll keep them indoors under a grow light, and you'll let them grow. But I waited to where I can take these and put them outside, or I could put them outside every day, and at night bring them in, right? If it was still cold out, I would keep them in a container like this, so they won't be able to get so they won't get that cold breeze that might kill them. Okay. Okay. Cool. Y'all got that? So look, they look good. I am gonna spritz some water on them, and I'm gonna put them back outside, baby. I just wanted to show them to you. That's why they're in here. And also have these over here. These I did indoors. That same day, y'all saw me put peas in here. And it's kind of dry, so I'm gonna moisten them up, right? Uh-oh, that turned over. Remember, these want to be directly sold. Peas like to be directly sold where they're growing, and they don't want you to touch the roots. So I'm gonna wait for they sprout up a little bit, and I'm gonna put this whole thing in the ground, just like this, right? I may split them apart, but these are peas, okay? And here's another one. I think they're the same thing as this one over here. Did I write on it? Yeah. Look like this one having a bad time. See how it's turned over? Let me water this real quick. They having a bad time, baby. Okay. I am just lightly putting some water drops on them. And remember, if there's a cotton ball. They was on a cotton ball. So the cotton ball's there. And as long as the cotton, so you can see the cotton ball right there. The cotton ball gets wet, it'll keep it, even if the soil dries out. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I wet that again because I can see the cotton ball. And I'm gonna put this outdoors again. There's another way you could do it with these type of containers. You could put them in something like this and keep a little water at the bottom, and hopefully it's supposed to it won't dry out. This will stay wet, but I don't know, right? Because it used to be that way. These things used to be flimsy like this, but now they're stronger, and people don't trust that they're breaking down. This, though, on the other hand, I know for a fact, if I put this in some water, this thing gonna absorb the water. Okay, and I'm gonna put some water on these, and then we're gonna be done. And then I'm gonna put them back outside now because they're outside. That's why they're drying out so quickly. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna put water on them. I don't have a mix something to spray. I should though. I get another shoulder than that. Okay. Now what I should do, I could put a hole in the top, put the top on, and then I'll be able to kind of make it a water bottle like that. Right? That's a good idea. But I don't want to do that right now. I'm just gonna wet these. These are just seeds in there. I can't remember if I put a cotton. I think I did not put a cotton ball at the bottom. No, I did not. Not of these. Okay. I should have set it on a cotton ball and then put the dirt on. But you don't have to do all that, y'all. You just have, but you do have to make sure you water it. You're gonna have to water it more and more. And the reason for that is the soil that hubby bought me. Remember I told you the soil wasn't great. Okay, the soil's not great. And so any little help that I have to give it, then I'm willing to give it. And see how I'm putting the water in the container. So I really truly have to water these at least, if not every day. Uh, I need to water these definitely every other day. Okay, because this material helps it dry out too fast. If I had a different type of soil that would hold the moisture, then that would be different. Okay, these are for seedlings and potting. This is potting soil. It runs a little different. Okay, so I'm hoping that this one right, these two don't. I don't know if they're gonna survive. We'll see. Just because they're leaning over doesn't mean they're not gonna survive. It just means that you need to give them some care. Okay, see them two. Let me see if I can see them. Right here, these two are right here are laying down. They're telling me they need help. They're like, help me, I'm thirsty. Help me, please. So we're gonna give it some water. This one also is lagging over. Okay. And give it some water. You have to take care of them when you're growing them this way. Okay. They need some care. But I'm about to show you a way where you don't have to really do too much anything. I'm gonna put that back outside later. Okay. I'm gonna moisten these as well. Um, let me put some more water, y'all. Let me see. It would be good if this for peppers. Put a little warm water in there. Okay, we just gonna. Nah, I need to. Let me see if I can get a container. I don't want this leaking all on my floor. Um, hmm. That's why I was doing it outside. I should not. I'm doing this in my kitchen for the sake of y'all, man. Because truly, I should go in my backyard. Okay, I should go in the backyard. You don't want to water too much. If I'm correct, these have cotton balls. This is my Roma tomatoes. Okay. And if all of them don't survive, that's okay. Because each one of these will make dozens of tomatoes. This one right here will make dozens. And this is another one. Like these are different plants that make these big bushes, right? Each seed makes its own little big bush or something, right? And so there's a lot. There's a lot of Roma tomatoes. If I plant them all, I could plant them in stages. If some of them die, then some of them die. It'd be no big deal. because I have so many. And I still have more seeds that I haven't even done anything with yet. So it's going to be easier for you because you're going to grow one or two things, right? We want you to grow at least one thing. One thing. Tomatoes, if you eat tomatoes, pizza, if you eat spaghetti sauce, there's so many things. You can eat a fresh tomato, you eat salad with tomatoes. Tomato is a great one to grow. And what I would recommend is that you do it in a container for your first time. Okay. Can you grow a tomato plant in a bottle hydroponically? Yes. But it's not something I would recommend unless you're gonna, because tomatoes is a vine, right? And that means a vine grows, right? It grows either up if you tie it up, but it actually grows down, right? It doesn't really grow up because if it grew up, it would go upwards on its own and hold itself up. But it doesn't. It's usually a vine, and it depends on what kind of tomato at that, right? Because they do have bush tomato plants, but still they grow up and then they grow out like a vine, and they really want to grab the ground and just roll through the woods and shit like that. They'll grasp onto things and then start growing up. If they get to a tree or a bush, it'll just do what it want to do if we allowed it to just be free. But we kind of, as people, we go in and we want to prune it and train it and shit. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, nothing wrong with that, I guess. But I wouldn't grow a tomato indoors. You could grow a tomato on your patio. You could grow a tomato on your, if you have a balcony. You could grow a tomato right outside. Um, if you want to, you can. And especially certain types, them smaller tomatoes. Uh, yes, you could grow them. Okay. So I don't want to discourage you. I actually encourage if you have any place, patio, uh, deck, backyard, anything like that where you have access, I recommend tomatoes. And you may, if you don't have a yard to dig in, then do it in a container. Okay, that's if you eat tomatoes. Today, though, I'm about to show you how to do garden beans because you don't need soil and you don't need outdoors at all. Okay, let me put this over here. Okay, so here we go. This is kind of tall. Let me let me show you a few things, right, that we got to be concerned with. And remember, I said we're doing beans, right? So I'm gonna show y'all how to do this. And I am gonna grow either one or a few of these hydroponically. All of them no, some of them yes. I'm gonna do hydroponic, some in a container, and I'm gonna also do some in my yard. Okay. I'm about to show y'all hydroponically though. What does that mean? Water. It could be in something like this. It could be in something like this, right? Look at the top of this. Okay. It could be in a soda bottle. Uh-oh, did I knock that over? I did. I turned, I don't even know. I don't know how that just happened. But anyway, okay. Um, it could be in something like this. Now, what I will tell you though, the larger the bottle, the taller the bottle, the less work you're gonna have to do. Okay, does that make sense? And the reason being is the roots will grow, boom, 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 and it will be able to grow and grow. And most things will, by the time the water gets to here, because it will absorb the water slowly but surely, the plant, you'll be able to watch that plant absorb all that water. And by the time they get to the end, you should have a full grown plant harvest, a full harvest. And something like this though, you'll end up with a nice plant, but you may have to end up switching it out of this and put in something else, or every so many, like every 2 months, you might have to go in and add some water to it. So you would take the plant, lift it up, put some water in it, and then put it back in. Now, how do you put the plant in here, Bob? Well, that's what we're going to talk about next. Okay, so the cheap route is, let me see, I think I have one. Okay, here's a cheap route. The cheap, almost damn near free route is to take that bottle. As y'all can see, this was a bottle, right? It was a bottle. The cheap route is to take and cut it in half. See that? Because, and you wouldn't cut it in half like this. Okay, I don't know who did this. I don't know who cut. I think hubby did this, even though, because I would have wanted him to cut it about here. Okay, I would have wanted this part to be shorter and turn it in, and this part to be a little taller. And so we need something to hold the plant, right? The plant itself. And then we would have had another portion for the water, which would have even made it easier for you to just take this off, put water in it to replace it and put it back on, right? Um, yeah. But what I'm showing you is that you can use this bottle and all the bottles that way. Okay, you will cut it to where when you turn it, it won't fall all the way in. So you're gonna do a little measurement, right? And that's what you could do. That's if you don't want to use spend any money. But there's other ways. Here go another way. Let me see. I am going to show you the way I'm going to do it tonight, and I am going to be using various. But remember, I told y'all that I'm going to be using buckets. I am also going to be using containers. I just to show y'all. But the truth is, I wouldn't do it that way if I wasn't showing y'all. Probably bought me pellets. Remember, I showed y'all he also bought me the 72 cell. Sometimes you buy the 72 cell, it already has the pellets with it. It's a little setup. Um, that's good, right? If you want to do it that way, but I wanted him to do it this way. First, this was more economical, right? And that's because I might not want to use those in those cells, right? And which I do not. So I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna do with these, okay? And with the help of this, let me take a look. This is where my plant will be stored in its pellet. Now, when they get water on them, they do get taller and a little. It's called peat moss, if I'm correct. This is peat moss. Um, it's hard right now, but it absorbs water. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when it absorbs water. It's very similar to the cotton balls. That's what gave me the ideas of the cotton ball, really. When I realized, okay, I just need a medium just to hold the plant. You can just use a cotton ball. I think I showed y'all that. Let's do that. Of course, if you're using a cotton ball, you'll put the cotton ball here, right? You got to make sure the cotton ball doesn't fall in. That's what the toothpicks was for. And then you wet the cotton ball, you put the seed there. When as the roots grow, the roots will grow. But you want to just make sure that whatever you use is able to hold that plant up. And that's why it depends on what you're growing, okay? What you're growing, whatever you use, you have to be able to hold that plant up. Now, once it gets so big and things, it's definitely not gonna fall in, right? It's not like a big plant can fall through that little hole. But this, and I purchased some of these. They, oh my goodness, let me put this on the charger. That went by fast. How long I've been on? How long? Let me see. I can't really see because only 2 hours. Okay, that's a long time though. I guess using the cam for 2 hours. I put it on the charger. Let me see if it's gonna charge. Okay, so I bought some of these. I showed them to you before. Okay, bought some of these net cups. It makes your life a lot easier. They wasn't very expensive. Okay, I think I got I don't know like 72 or 100 of them. It's somewhere between that number. If I'm correct, this is a 1 inch or a 2 inch. I think a 1 inch. They do come larger. They come in 1 inch, 2 inch. They even go larger. They go large enough where it'll fit right on that. You'll measure this and then you'll buy the cup. But see, this is too small for this. It'll fall right through. Actually, no, wait. No, that's taking a chance. Okay, because it's fitting, but I feel like it'll. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want that to fall through. Why is that going dark on me? Oh, I know why. Because it's low, power low. It kicks it back to safe mode, so it's trying to go dark on me. Okay, but anyway, this and this is going to be a combination, and I'm about to do this so I can hurry up and do it. But we're going to see what happens when I put this in water. Now, give me a second. I'm warming the water up. They tell you warm water. I have no idea why, but warming the water up. I don't know how much water I put in there. Doesn't really matter, right? Doesn't really matter. Um, but watch what happens, okay? Let's see if we can look at it together. Y'all see it growing? It's also falling apart, which I didn't think it would do that. You usually would have several of them in there, right? But it's falling apart, but that's okay. I'm gonna crumble it up. Don't buy these peat mosses, okay? You just need a medium. That's crazy what that just did. Right? Y'all saw that? It was not supposed to fall apart like that. That's crazy. That is ridiculous crazy. That's crazy. Uh-oh. It went dark. Don't go dark. Don't go dark. Don't go dark. Damn. Is it charging? It is charging, but it's not wait, go back. Okay, cool. Yo, that's crazy. I lost most of that in that water. And that's a brand name. Y'all see that's Berkeley. That's not a cheap brand. That shouldn't have fell apart like that. But it's okay. It's okay, right? It's okay. I'm not look like I'm gonna be sending that shit back. Okay, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to our cotton ball. Okay, we're gonna go to our cotton ball, baby. Cause you really just need a medium to hold the plant itself, right? It could be balls. It could be this peat moss. You probably don't want to do dirt. Why would you do dirt? You don't have to do dirt, right? Especially if you're gonna do it indoors or outdoors. You don't have to use dirt. Okay, you don't want so you would use a medium. And uh that is so crazy. That is a name brand. And it just fell apart. It was not okay, so the ones that come with the kit is in a net. I noticed these don't are not in a net. And the net holds the peat moss together. These, I figured, okay, maybe they got some new technology that'll keep it together. That fell apart like it wasn't nothing. Okay. Um, I am so what these are. This is my red cherry tomato, right? Yes. Now let me find where I want to put it. Let me see something that's gonna fit this perfectly. I did you can cut these, which I think I did. Let me go grab one. Oh, goodness, oh, goodness, y'all, goodness. Look, I can't help the products, y'all. Okay, as y'all can see, that's my first time using that product that way. Okay, so here is a clear soda bottle, and then I ended up cutting this hole. Okay, now that one, I don't know why I pulled that one up first. This one. Okay, now see that? I even had my neighbors giving me bottles, y'all. They look, they started putting the bottles at my door in a bag. I was like, okay, I don't need any more bottles, Joe. I don't need any more bottles. I drink enough soda myself. I like Fanta. Okay, so here is the hole that I cut. I'm not sure if I told y'all how I did that, but what I did was, I'll show you real quickly. I'm not gonna do it, but because it's already done, but I'm gonna show you what I did. Okay, I took one of these and I put it on top of the bottle like this. Let me show y'all what this one goes here. Okay. And see that? I took this and I put it on top like that, and then I traced around it with a marker. Right? I think I showed y'all that. I told y'all about this, right? And then I took it off, and then I cut right above the line. You can see my line, right? Don't cut on the line, because this one I cut on the line. It was my first one. As you can see a little bit of the line, but you don't see no more of the line because I cut on the line. And when I did that, this was able to fall right through. See that? So I used my brain and I said, wait a minute. I had to cut right above it. And so that means this fit right in like that. Look. Genius, right? Now, how did I cut? With scissors, baby. That's it. Scissors. That's it. Scissors. Okay, scissors. It won't go. It's not gonna fall in. Okay, scissors. And then, in order to kind of protect myself a little bit, really from like my grandson, just in case, I took a hot butter knife, put it on the stove, and then I sealed the edges. There's other things you could buy that does that. Okay, but that's all I need to do. Now that's good, right? Because now I could take a plant. I just got to remember what the plant is, so I don't want to get confused. And I'm gonna take one of these, a cherry tomato. Okay, I don't want to grow a cherry tomato hydroponically. No, I don't want to. I don't. That's a vine. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna do a bean from beginning, and we're gonna watch it germinate and everything from beginning to end in this net, so I don't have to touch it. Okay. So I'm gonna take one of these. I know that they're good. They're new. I'm gonna take a cotton ball, or I could take this core crap, which I'm not. Okay, I might put that on top of the cotton ball. Let me grab a cotton ball. Damn, they over there. I don't want to go. Okay, let me see. Do I have one? I did have one over here, right? Yeah, I said I was gonna reuse. What did I do? Okay, in one of these containers. Let me see. I don't want to keep. I like to reuse stuff because I'm not wasteful. Okay, the things that could be reused, reuse it. Here they go. Uh-oh, you're getting dark on me. Okay, here we go. Okay, remember these are the ones that have seeds on it, but nothing came of it. It's okay, baby. It's okay. You ain't gotta worry about them seeds. You know they're no good. I'm gonna pop that in there. See that? Pop that in there. Don't need more than one. Just need one. Okay. That's gonna help absorb and keep everything moist too. So I'm gonna flatten it out a little bit. I'm gonna put it in there. Okay. So y'all can see that is in there. Okay. And then if you want to, I'm gonna, it's already a little wet. I'm gonna just put that in there. Now remember, so first thing I'm gonna do is I want to get it to root up for me, right? I want it to germinate. I can directly put this in there. But why would I do that when I could do that, all of them in a place, right? That's why I want something that I want to grow hydroponically. Because I want y'all to see me do it from beginning to end. I don't want to move it after, and I definitely don't want to do a tomato in here. What that is? That's tomatoes and what is this? This is basil. Now I can do basil, and yes, and now I can do a basil. Okay, let's do basil. And remember, we have some that's already kind of doing this thing. And on top of that, okay, basil pops up. I'm just gonna use a whole one of these already. It's germinating, right? You can see them. This one has 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this has 3. And what I'm gonna do, we'll take this and I'm gonna pop that in there like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna pop this on this bottle. Now check it out. This is what's important. Although I'm doing that really early just to show y'all, right? I'm only doing it this early because I would wait for that to stem up, but you don't have to. You could do it directly. If I had one that was already on here that I want to grow, I do not want to grow tomatoes hydroponically in my house. I'm showing y'all something that you could do indoors. Okay. I said I was going to do the green beans, but I want to first get them started. I'm going to germinate them. Okay. Which I was going to do if that core would work, I would have been able to do it a little easier. But anyway, I'm going to use this and I'm going to sit that there. You want the water to just be touching the very bottom. Okay. So before I do that, I'm going to make a few changes. I'm going to make a couple of changes. Because this will absorb. I'm going to take that out first. Take that out, put that back. I'm going to put that core stuff at the very bottom. Put that at the very bottom. And I'm going to put that there. Okay. I really don't like that idea too much. That core stuff should have stayed together. Okay. What I'm basically saying is you could sew directly on here, directly in the net cup, right? You can do it in these and then put in here. When you put the water in, you want the water to barely be at the bottom because you don't want this to absorb you don't want to get too wet, and you want the cotton will absorb water from this. This also will hold water. Okay, if it was a little longer, it would have been better, but these are just popping out. And I would show you where I would cover this a little bit, which I still can do, but I think they're too young. I would use the core and put a little bit on top as well, and then let it pop up. But what I'm saying is, once you have it in something like this, pop it in something like this, right? You put the water. You don't want the water all the way, right? You want the water to barely touch the bottom, and if you fill this up, this whole thing will be all you need. Once you fill the water in here, you won't need to put water in this again until you harvest it. Right? The thing about basil though is forever creating, right? It creates and creates and recreates it. It continues. Your basil plant will go forever. Okay. So the truth is, I wouldn't do it in this big one. That's why when I'm realizing what I'm growing, I wouldn't want to put basil in something like that. I would put basil in a smaller one, right? Like a 2 liter, a 1 liter. What size this is? Like one of them little bottles, like a 16 ounce. I think it's called 16 ounce. Whatever them soda bottles are. But you can also put it in a cup, a glass, or whatever, right? You just need to not have your basil too wet. Once the roots will grow and just gradually take away the water. Uh-uh. This peat moss has pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Did y'all see how it just felt? It's supposed to absorb just like the cotton ball, and it was supposed to be able when you put it in. It just fell apart in that water. It just broke all apart, and I had to scoop it up and put it. That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, what I'm gonna do is I have to find me a smaller bottle. Let me see. I would do it in this jar, but the openings is a little too big for what I have. Like I said, these things come in different sizes. They're not that expensive. And it's a whole lot of them. It's too big for this, right? For the opening of this. As y'all can see the opening of this. Now I could use a cotton ball. Make sure to put a toothpick to make sure the cotton ball never falls in. And I could do that, and that'd be a good idea as well. Okay. This hasn't been washed out. These are my wine bottles, y'all, when I make wine. Okay. And I put the wine in these and store it. So I have a few of those. Um, Let me see. I showed y'all what I got so far. And now I need to get this stuff started. I showed y'all the grow lights. The only thing I didn't show y'all was that heating pad. And that heating pad wasn't worth me showing it to anybody. Okay, because I'm sending it back. I forgot to do the paperwork or go to the internet to fix it where I can send it. I am really going to send it back. I'm not the person to send things back. Usually, if stuff don't work, don't fit, don't. I just usually be like, I throw it to the side and end up either giving it away or throwing it away, right? But I'm definitely that heating pad costs too much money. Okay, I need my money, baby. I need my money. Times are hard. Okay, times are hard, so hard. Okay. Anyway, these are sprouting. We're gonna watch those. What was these again? That's the basil. Oh Lord. Look, man, keep your stuff, keep it named, keep it around. Okay. But before I go, because I am gonna go, I'll be not feeling well. Okay, and then tomorrow we're going to the movies. He has to work, and then I need to get myself together for me to go tomorrow. So I'm gonna go wash my hair and blow dry my hair. But um, I am going to show you me preparing the beans because that's the one that I wanted to show y'all because it's self-pollinating. You can really grow uh you can grow beans in your home in one of these. Bush variety, right? The bush variety is the one I would prefer you get. But even if you get get the bush variety. The one that goes vertically, it grows tall, and unless you have a place where you will let it grow upwards, like on your balcony and things like that, then yes, you can actually have beans and tomatoes if you have a balcony with a railing around, right? Whatever, you can have that stuff grow and wrap around there, and it'll grow. Tomatoes, um, lots of things that grow vertically. It grips onto something, and it'll grow around. You have food just growing on your balcony. Okay, is that what that called balcony? Right when it's upstairs and it has like a fenced area where nobody fall over. I think that's what that's called. Okay, before I talked about these. Talked about these, but I didn't talk about these. That's my yogurt. Remember, I was complaining that Hubbard threw them in the trash. This is a replacement of this. And what you would do is you would create some holes on the side and a few at the bottom, right? And you can grow in this. Okay. Now, um, where is that jug? I think this is too shapely different to fit in there, but something where this can fit in. Because usually the yolk is usually a circular, but this has a oval shape. See that? It's an oval shape. But you can use these for seedlings. It's plastic. Okay. When the seedlings get taller, I could put some medium in here and let it grow without buying anymore. Uh, or you can make them into like a net cup. I think my phone just died. Okay, just died. Damn, 2 hours though. That's not bad. I did have it on where I stayed on the whole time without going dark, so I kind of understand that. That's crazy though. Anyway, y'all see me when I trying things, not trying things, is working out, not working out. Um, I wouldn't suggest growing tomatoes, not hydroponically. You could do it hydroponically. I just wouldn't suggest they be indoors. So if you wanted to do hydroponically outdoors, which I am gonna do, but it's gonna be in a bucket, and my I'm not prepared to do. I'm waiting for hubby to be off on a Saturday, so he could put my hose in the bucket, right? I have everything already, everything for him to cut the hole, drill the hole, and everything, and then I can start popping, putting the water in, getting my fertilizer in there, and I'll show y'all that when I get to that. But I have to wait for him and the weather. Like my last frost date was just last week, so we on time. We on time. Nothing too bad about it. But I did want to show y'all growing green beans, snap beans, whatever you call them, indoors. So go get your packet of seeds. You can get it for two for a dollar sometimes, depending on where you get them. Or you could go to Dollar Tree and get them four for $1.25, right? There's other places where you can get seeds. They may be 75 cents. They may be this, maybe that. Um, I wouldn't recommend buying them online unless you get them from eBay, because I did see some 99-cent seeds on eBay. But baby, everything on Amazon, them people wanted $4, $5, $6, 7. I was like, I'm not buying no seeds for no $7. Not no one pack of seeds. Hell no. Okay. No, no, no. I could go and buy a watermelon for like $10, grab the seeds out of it, you know what I mean? And do that. Now, because I'm doing so many different types of growing in my yard and indoors, I have to set up, and I have started doing it where I'm going to grow things. So when you growing in your yard, not only having the seeds is important, but where you grow them is important, right? Some things need drainage, some things want partial sun, some things want full sun. And in order to combat that, if you do have a yard, I suggest you grow in containers. If now if you have a big enough yard, oh baby, you have more options than I have, and you could grow how you want to grow because you can hill up, right? You can create hills for the things that need well drainage. And I'm gonna show y'all how I do that because I will be going out there and I will be creating these hills, which are rows, and they don't have to be that big. You don't even have to have a huge yard to do that. I will show you that when I create those hills and I grow things there. And the reason you do that is so the water will drain, right? And that's why I'm gonna do that. Um, and I'm still kind of like I have some areas under the tree where I'm gonna grow some things because it don't like full sun. It likes sun. It just doesn't like full sun. The sun will burn it, scorch it if it's too much sun. So I'm doing a layout on where I'm gonna put things this year. This is my first time doing that, by the way. So I'm doing the research on that. I do want to maximize my growing season, and I want to maximize the things that I grow. I want a lot of what I want, right? I want a lot of cucumbers. I want a lot of tomatoes. I would love sweet potatoes. There's many ways you can do things you can do with sweet potatoes, right? You can make regular mashed potatoes like sweet potatoes, right? Which will be It could be like a dessert if you put sweet stuff on it, or it could be savory if you don't put sweet things on it. Right? You can make pies with it, which, by the way, my sweet potato pies, baby. If you ever tasted them, okay. Um, you can boil them, roast them, like everything you could do with an actual potato, you could do with a sweet potato. Okay. And there's some other seeds that I want to get. Like I do want to get mint. I was talking to Pure Butterfly, and she had mentioned that she has some chocolate mint. I definitely want to try that. And I heard pineapple mint. Okay, so maybe tomorrow when we go out, I'll have him drop me at one of them stores and go and grab some seeds. There's um there's something else that I saw that I want to get. Let me see. I think I wrote it down. They have a pineapple mint, a chocolate mint. Oh, a chocolate bell pepper, y'all. I've never heard of that until like last night when I was continuing my research. And somebody in Louisiana had taken a chocolate bell pepper, like chocolate bell pepper. What? Now, I don't want a chocolate bell pepper if it's just color. Now, they claim that it's sweet, okay? Like really sweet and good. I hope these people not lying to me because, see, sweet bell peppers come in different colors, right? Orange, yellow, red, and green. But the truth is, they get sweeter. So the green actually gradually turn into those different colors. Okay. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. It starts out green. It starts lightening up. It turns orange, then red and yellow. I might have the colors backwards on how they do it. I didn't know that until I grew my own bell pepper. Like when I actually was out there growing my bell pepper, and no, I was like, wait a minute. And now the tricky thing is when you go to buy them at the nursery, it's tricky. Oh my God, it's so tricky, y'all, because they right on side of each other. They'll tell you this bell pepper is red bell pepper, and then they'll have one over there that says yellow bell pepper, and the pricing on them are different. But and like I remember the first year I went out there, I was thinking, ooh, it would be pretty with these different colors. But when I was looking at the price and then I was looking to see, the information on it, and so I decided not to get it. I decided not to get the colors. And lo and behold, when I was growing them, oh my God, when they started changing those colors, I was like, ain't this a big? They over there scamming people, right? So I'm hoping that I'm helping y'all not get scammed. I may go to a nursery because I may have to go to a nursery to get mint because I heard that I may have should have started. If I'm starting from seed, I should have done it already. They will sell you mint that's already kind of done, and I may end up doing that. But it depends. Okay, if it costs $7 a plant, then I guess I'll be growing mint next year. I'm not paying $7 for no plant from no nursery unless I look. I just don't want to do it. Okay. I don't use mint like that. I actually have mint in my refrigerator, okay, because I'm a baker. I have mint already. I have spearmint in here. Let me see what else I have. I have vanilla flavor, almond flavor. I have pure lemon flavor. I have that's a moonshine, y'all. It's a hot sauce. Um, the mint. I don't think I would use it, so it's probably it's up there or over here. Let's see. I have some strawberry flavoring. Uh, um, I know I have mint, yeah, because I made some Girl Scout cookies a couple of years back. I found a recipe to make those chocolate mint cookies that I love so much. I found the recipe and I made it. But did I? Yeah, and I used mint, which shocked me because I didn't know. It's almost like a peppermint patty. I think that's what they used to be called. Anyway, so I know I bought some, but it's up there. Anyway, y'all, look, I'm gone. Okay, I want to go see this movie tomorrow. Hubby already bought the tickets. We already have our seating, and I want to do my hair, which will take a couple of hours. Um, do I even want to curl my hair, man? I'm thinking I might look. I might actually go out with a and just let it just be poof, curly, poof. I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't know. I've never really gone out and about without blow drying my hair straight, and it's grown even longer through because I've been wearing my bonnet and not really putting any heat on it. I haven't put heat on my hair in a minute now. In a minute. And for people who be talking about, hey, you shouldn't go out in no bonnet. Listen, I understand those of you who go out every day, right? Um, and you got to manipulate your hair every day. But for those who don't have to go out every day, you putting unnecessary heat on your hair to straighten it just for the sake of somebody is ridiculous. That's why a lot of people don't have healthy hair. Okay. When I was younger, like a young girl, I didn't know how to take care of my hair right. And but I was manipulating it every day. I was trying different styles like the Farrah Fawcett and things like that. And but as soon as I got older and just let my hair grow, and then I blow dry it straight. Now they got something called silky press. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It looked like they're doing the same thing. It's ridiculous what they're doing though, right? They washing the hair and then they blow dry the hair. And then they curl the hair. And then they wrap the hair. And then they end up, I'm like, why did you curl the hair in order to wrap the hair? Like you curled the hair under the heat and then you comb the curls out just to straighten it. Like that really makes no sense. And I guess people say, oh, because it came out so good. That shit don't make no sense though. That shit don't make no sense. Okay? Somebody created that boo. Like the silk wrap, y'all calling it silk wrap, but what y'all doing today ain't nothing that hasn't been done. Nothing my mom didn't teach me. We used to get under the dryer, right, with the plastic on our hair and everything, right? They hurry up and moisture and condition your hair, and you get under that blow dryer with the plastic tied around your head, which I think they said makes the conditioner, certain type of conditioner warmed up and things. Um, all that manipulating and things, that's a whole nother conversation I would love to have with some of you. Cause I would like y'all to talk to me about it, right? Cause scientifically, what I'm saying, it don't make sense. Just because somebody does it and it look good in the end, but then if somebody doesn't do it and it look just as good as in the end, what do you have to say to that, right? How you comparing the over manipulation of your hair? Okay. Now, for those of you who go natural, baby, that's the right way to go, depending on. But I'm hearing people say they natural and they have a whole texturizer in their head, which is a perm, by the way. A texturizer is a perm. When they were like, oh, I'm natural with this texturizer. I got, girl, you got a kitty perm. You have a low level perm. Instead of it being like super and not and regular, you have a mild perm in your head. They have permed your hair straight, but only a little bit to where you still got the waves, right? You still got that wave pattern, but you just permed your hair. And they be talking about, I'm natural. Then they show you how they put the texturizer in. Man, oh man. Apparently natural is not natural anymore. They got texturizers, y'all. And they're claiming that they are. Okay. I don't know what to say about it. They'll tell me bomb, but no bomb, it is natural. I'm gonna have to say natural is actually natural. Like the way you was born, the way it is, without you putting products in it. Yeah, to change its texture. That's natural. Anything that you do to change it, I'm gonna have to say no. Okay. And I know there'll be people for some reason they'll be like, nah, but I'm not understand. Nah, I understand. You're not the one. You're the one who don't understand what natural means. And then apparently they be like, well, today natural means fake booty, fake titties, and you can texturize your hair, dog. And they'll be like, you just don't understand. In your time, natural means natural. In our time, natural means additions. Nothing wrong with a little addition, Bob. I'm like, nothing wrong with a little addition. It's just not called natural, though. It means you added some shit. You took away some shit. All right? But, baby, I don't know. But Lord, I'm just rambling and being a little messy. That's all, y'all. I'm about to go. Okay. I will be messy tomorrow, though. Okay. I'm going to be messy tomorrow. Uh, I I did say my phone died. Now I could put the computer over there and turn the camera around and y'all can see me do this. But the truth is, I don't want to do no more. Okay. That's the truth. I'm telling y'all the truth the way it is. But what I am going to do before I go upstairs, though, I am going to put the beans on a cotton ball. I already showed you how to do that already. Cotton ball, put a little water in there, not too much. Put the cotton balls down, let it absorb. Put the seed on top, cover it up with the top, right? Cover the thing up and just sit it to the side somewhere. That's it. Or I also showed y'all how to do it with a napkin, right? Remember, take a napkin, um, dampen it a little bit, just a little bit, put the seeds in, fold the napkin over or put another piece on top, and then spritz it with some water, get it wet, and then put it in a Ziploc bag. Or even in one of these things with a top on. In a couple of days, and it will sprout. And then when I come back, either tomorrow or Sunday, possibly Monday, whenever, I will show you how to grow it hydroponically. Okay, y'all gonna have to do that part yourself. If you don't know what to do, I have some gardening videos showing you. Go to the first gardening video that happened like almost 2 months ago. First one on this channel, and I'll show y'all how to do that with a cotton ball. And I also show you with the napkin. Okay, get that going. Don't be scared. Y'all got my number 504 224 8121. 504 224 8121. If you have run into any issue, if you're questioning, right? What I'm gonna need you to do before you call me, though, I need you to have your seed packet. You need to know what it is that you're growing because, wait, what's that? Y'all heard that beep? Did you did y'all hear that beeping? Was that beeping going the whole time? That's my first time noticing. It sounds like it's the what's that thing up there? The fire what that thing is up there? But that cannot be though. That cannot be. Ours is hardwired in. It ain't got no it does have a battery, it's a backup battery, but that shit is hardwired in, so something must be. Yeah, that thing blinking too. Let me go look at the dryer. Somebody let me see. Huh. I'm gonna close it. Let me see. I think they might be doing that because of the dryer is going. I've never heard that thing do that ever in the 10 years. But maybe it need a battery. That's crazy. But I thought if a battery is backup, why would a battery die if it's backup? Like if you're not you now that thing goes off a lot. You know when I'm in here and I that thing driving me crazy. Well, no. Wait, was it doing that the whole time? I just noticed it. That thing driving me crazy. Mm-mm. No, sir. Okay, I done broke one before, y'all. I broke it because I'm too short. So I went to grab it down, and it's hardwired in, so it wasn't easily to take down, right? Actually, no, it was a different one. So on one of the floors, it's not hardwired. And this one is hardwired. On the other floors, they are just up there like regular. And it was one of them. It was beeping. I went and grabbed it, and I told hubby we need to change the battery. He changed the battery, and the thing still was beeping. And then the thing started beeping and beeping. It wouldn't stop beeping, even with the new battery. So I put that shit outside in the backyard. Look, I was like, this shit got to get out the house. I can't take it. So I opened the patio door and shit, and I slid it and I put it right there. I said, okay, I'm gonna leave it out here, and then hubby can take care of it, when he get home from work or tomorrow or some shit, right? I put it there, and that shit stayed out there a month. And he asked me, where was it? I said, oh shit, I put it in the backyard. He was like, why would you put it in the backyard? Because the shit was beeping. Like, what you want me to do with it? It's beeping. Okay? Beeping. I don't know how people be in their house with that shit beeping. That shit just be. Hell no. My nerves are bad for that. Okay? Yeah, when I close that door, so that's what it is. That thing hardwired in, y'all. That's not a battery operated what you call it. In fact, that's why y'all notice when I cook, like when I use the oven, every time I use the oven, that thing goes off. And nothing I can do about it, but we could push the button and it's gonna come back on. And the reason I can't do shit about it because it's hardwired in. If it was battery operated, I could have hubby take the battery out of it. But it's not. It's hardwired with some electric wires. So it's the dryer. The steam from the dryer had that thing beeping like that. Because I closed the doors. And it's okay. Uh-oh, what is this? Oh, okay, yeah. I'm making a mess. I forgot what I did over here. Y'all, I gotta clean up this kitchen. Okay, I'm gonna talk to y'all while I clean up. I would let y'all up, but then y'all ain't gonna let me go. Okay. And I don't know what to do with these super growing pellets. That look, I looked even on mine. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, so it looks like the reason these aren't in the nets like the last one that I used a couple years ago. But based on what I'm seeing, because they have no real instructions, but they telling me they have it in a cell already. Wherever you're gonna grow, whatever you're growing, the medium, have it in that area already, and then wet them. That's crazy, but okay. Because they gonna fall apart. I guess they gonna fall apart. So maybe I should have. That I don't know. That's not how I did it last time. Last time they told me put them in the bottom, soak some water, and then they expanded, and they had a net, a little soft net around, which kept them together. Okay, and then I was able to just poke a little hole in it, put a seed in it. It was so simple and easy. I guess hubby he said it was more economical. I did tell him that too, like when we looked it up, more economical to buy them like this. But now we know why, right? Now we know why. Why the other way is a little more expensive. And I tried to look for a video to see how to do it because they don't even tell you how much water. The last one told me exactly how much water to put in that thing, put them all in there. I have a whole video on that. This one, I couldn't find nothing. And that's a brand name. Look, is there something? A brand name. So I haven't decided everything that I'm doing hydroponics. Okay. So I decided that I want to do one of almost everything. So I am going to do a tomato hydroponically. I'm just not sure which brand yet, which one. And I'm not gonna do an okra, and I'm not doing anything that's a root. I'm not doing those hydroponics. But I am gonna choose a cucumber. I'm gonna do a tomato. Um, what else? I have a lot of things. I want to do a bean. I'm gonna do a bean, of course. Um, what else? Uh, um, I don't know. I don't know. I have to figure it all out. Okay. A bell pepper. Did I mention bell pepper over there? I'm gonna do a bell pepper. I just so when I because I know these things grow vertically, most of them, I need to know where I'm gonna put the bucket or the bottle, right? Or the bottle or the carton or whatever I'm growing in, so they can grow vertically. Okay. And those are the things that I have to decide. Okay. The okra, on the other hand, how does okra grow? No, okra grew straight up. It kind of grew straight up, and then it had okra kind of grew straight up like a yeah, not like a vine, but it grew straight up. So I have some decisions to make, and as I'm making the decisions, I'll let y'all know. Okay, so what is in here? This is basil, and it look like one, two, three, four little ones. It's in a net cup, and I'm gonna let it get bigger in here. Okay, I'm gonna just let it sit, and I'm gonna put it in. I think I'm gonna put it outside, just like this, and we'll look at it in a few days and see what it's doing. So we have a couple of things that we tested, but everything that we tested so far, everything worked out fine except for the old seeds. If they were old seeds, that's the only thing that failed. But everything so far is working out good. And I do have these onions, and I think it was up here mentioned garlic, right? Um, I have some bunching onions. I'm gonna just really just throw them down. You can bunch those up and put them anywhere. You could put them in a container if you want, and just throw the seeds down lightly, cover them up a little lightly, and let them grow. And I'm gonna show y'all that too. Okay, but I'm trying to get my kitchen together. So forgive me. Every time I come down here, I make a mess. Okay, because I start pulling out things, which are these seeds. Put them back out. I have a couple of bags and things. So start gathering you some. First of all, make sure y'all grow something. Okay. I'm trying my best to convince you here, you in here. Uh, so I was gonna put those things under the grow lights, but they were outside all day. So I don't think maybe the ones where they lagging, right? The ones that's kind of bent over. No, maybe I'll put them on the grow lights. No, I'm not. They was out all day. I just brought them in just for to show y'all. So I do want to put this outside. I'll bring it out in the morning, and if I don't, then I'll throw it under the grow light. Okay? I don't feel like going back there. So the yams is what I showed y'all in the beginning, or let me call it sweet potato, orange sweet potato. Um, we're gonna keep an eye on that through the weeks. Okay, every once in a while I'll just show it to y'all, but I already showed y'all what I did to it. And the things that I have to really do something with the red cherry tomatoes, they are up against the top, and my habanero peppers are sprouting. Okay, they doing well. I'm gonna send them over here. Uh-oh, okay. Oh Lord, I'm about to burn the house down. And what this is again? Oh, baby. So I know it's not gonna be tomorrow, and if it is, it will be tomorrow night. But I doubt it because I'm gonna have my phone with me the whole day, so it's not gonna be charging. I'm going to the movies and then we'll probably go eat dinner or something like that, maybe. But Sunday, I will be back. I'll be back. I'll be back to show y'all some things. Listen, I am really trying to convince y'all to try to grow something. It's obvious, right? I'm being like real obvious. Now I'm being outright up front. There's no reason for you not to do it. If you need me to send you some seeds, if you like K-Bomb, I don't want to spend no money at all, but I would like to try. I'll send you some seeds. I'm not even joking. I'll send you some seeds. They not that expensive. Like I'm gonna send them to you in like a little baggie. Okay. I told y'all if y'all wanted some of the melons, them which remember they ended up propagating for me. They germinated and everything. And it was too early for me to do that. I was testing them. I didn't even think it was gonna work, remember? So I threw them out in the back. It's too early for the melons. Okay. And I didn't want that, I didn't want them growing tall in my house. Okay. I did not. I because I was testing, I didn't think it was gonna work. That's the only reason I did. If I knew they were gonna work, I wouldn't have wasted seeds like that. But I have quite a few of those seeds if y'all want some. They came directly out of the fruit for the last couple of years. Okay. I'm sure I even have some more, but they look a little different because I never washed them up. I was lazy and I put them in a container without washing them and drying them. They look brown, but actually they look like they are. They look different. They look completely different. They still moist. What I'm gonna do? Ah, that's a good test. Huh? Ooh, it smells like. Ew, it smells different, but I'll show y'all them next time. Maybe I should. I'm gonna test it. Don't I have one with nothing on it and a few of these? Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm gonna put a few of those. I know y'all can't see, but I'll show y'all what I did. If it works, or even if it don't work, okay? I'm using those, reusing those seeds. The cottons with the seeds on it that didn't work. And I'm gonna set, because it is a good time for me to do the watermelon and all that now. But I'm gonna set a few of these out. I don't think they're gonna work because they're kind of moist already. I'm gonna put two of them. Ooh, they smell like ammonia. Maybe I should take some and dry them. Let me take some and dry them out, see if they work. That will wash them first. We'll show y'all what I'm doing out there. Ooh, they smell like ammonia, y'all. What I did when I took the seeds out of the that fruit, instead of me sitting them out and letting them dry, I put them in a container and put a lid on them. They were still wet with the juice on them. And so they are brown in color, dark brown in color. It's a whole lot of them. They look moist. I'm gonna see if they will still work. I'm gonna see. Uh-oh, I don't feel. Okay. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put like three of them out, and we're gonna give it like 3 weeks. We're gonna get those 3 weeks and see if they work. If they don't work, no big deal, right? Nothing wrong with testing. I'm gonna sit some of these out just for them to dry. I'm not gonna put them on anything but that. And I'm gonna cap the other ones up. And then I'm gonna put the ones that I know will sprout. I'm gonna put those so they will sprout again for me. Uh, you don't need a lot of water, especially with the top. You just need enough. Don't put too much water, y'all. I think a couple of them had too much water, but it still worked. It still worked. But okay, so how many is this? That's I put three of the brown ones and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 of the ones that should sprout, and only three of the ones I'm not sure about. Okay, put the top on them. Do I need to put the liquid in here? Let me see. I don't think so, but I'm gonna put it in. Just a tad bit. Okay. Now I'm actually gonna sit these outside when I tomorrow. Okay. I'm gonna sit them over here for now. Anyway, thank y'all for being with me. If you're here, if you're not here, it's okay. I still love you anyway, baby. I still love you anyway. You got bomb talking to herself, honey. You got bomb talking to herself. But it's okay because I do it anyway. I, I, I do it anyway. That's right. Uh-huh. Don't make me run astray. Don't make me run amok. And I don't give up. And I'm going to tell you why. Because a bitch like me is fly. Hey, hey, don't make me, cause you can't handle it. Don't make me twerk this booty thing. It's big and it's not fake. Me and Nicky was having fun. Okay, I was the tickle monster. He came to give me a hug good night, and I became a tickle monster. And I started running around the house after him. And his daddy is the worst, y'all. Talking about it's bedtime. It's bedtime. He kept saying it's bedtime. And I kept being the tickle monster. Who my son think he is? Talking about his bedtime. It's bedtime. It ain't bedtime. If I became the tickle monster, it's not bedtime. Okay? What's wrong with these men? What's wrong with like a 5 minute me being tickle monster for 5 minutes? He acting like he got school tomorrow or some shit. Talking about his bedtime. And he was so serious. He be sounding like he my husband. But he used to do that when he was a kid. I think it's just the way he sound. He's serious. I got one of my sons is like so goddamn serious. Man, when I he be like, who was that man? I'm like, boy, you saw that man walk up to me. You was with me. I don't know who that is. He was acting to me like that, like he was my husband when he was a kid. Now he acting like he might, just because he got a son don't make me his son. And just because he got a son don't mean I ain't his mama. Okay? Talking about his bedtime. He's like, because he told him to come in. He's like, I'm going to hug mama and papa. He said, okay. He hugged his pop. He gave him dap, right? The grandfather taught him how to give a man hug, like dap him up and bump his chest to his chest. So that's what he did with his grandpa. And then when he came by me, he tried it. I said, I'm not a man, I'm a woman. He said, I need a real hug. So he comes and give me a real hug, and then I became the tickle monster. I started tickling him. He runs, hides in his daddy room, runs around. I'm chasing after him. And then his daddy laying there talking about, it's bedtime. And he repeated it like 3 times. As if when him saying bedtime, like I was supposed to say, okay, daddy, and run to my room, right? But I don't know what you telling me it's bedtime, bro. Shit. Better go sit your ass down somewhere, boy. I'm your mama. Okay? You ain't mine. I'm your mama. You ain't my daddy. Okay? Now, Leak Leak is your son, but you think I care about that? It's bedtime. And if he said one more time, I'm gonna get the belt out, and his son gonna see him get away. And Leak Leak talking about don't whip my daddy. Come on, don't. beat Daddy. I said, Daddy better stop trying to tell me it's bedtime. I'm gonna, I'm gonna whip his butt. I'm gonna whip his butt. It's bedtime. I'm just still don't even know what to do about that. I told his daddy, I said, your son in there telling me it's bedtime. You think we should go to bed? Hubby looked at me like I'm crazy. He didn't know what I was talking about. Okay? He didn't know what I was talking about or why. Just like y'all don't know what I'm talking about neither. But I will tell you, okay? My daddy is gone, okay? And I ain't got no more daddy to be daddying me, okay? My daddy stopped daddying me a long time ago anyway. I used to call daddy, and if I say, hey, daddy, and he'd be like, how you doing? You doing good? Yeah, I'm doing good. You need some money? No, Dad, I don't need no money. We good. but but my dad loved us through, especially when he got older. You know, I don't know. I think maybe because he used to my little sister, who, you know, if he offered us some money, she gonna take it. But I used to look at my dad like, why are you always offering me money? And then when my kids, he was always just giving them money. When he was younger, he didn't do that shit, okay? Goddamn grandparents, baby, they become different people when they become grandparents. Yeah, they become different people. And I understand it to a degree because did I become different? No, I'm the same loving, but same loving mama and grandmother. They do the grandson get something his daddies and them didn't get? No. Okay. He did not get anything they didn't get. So my kids don't have no reason to be jealous or any of that. Like I loved them, I hugged them. In fact, I started to think maybe I'm babying them too much. Like they were teenagers, I would say, oh, I need a hug. Like I would be in the room and I would see them and say, hey, your mommy just need a hug. And they would come in, right, and give me a hug. And then I realized, okay, I got to stop doing that. Because but right now, if I tell my sons I need a hug, they'll just come right over and give me a hug. No questions asked. So, but I don't do that to them no more. I do it to Leaky. Leaky, Mama need a hug. Without even thinking, he comes right over and give me a hug. Okay, I did that with my kids. I do it with my. Okay, my kitchen looking good. Let me see. It's not perfect because I didn't take this stuff back outside. Okay, so I made it clean enough so hubby don't notice them over here though when he go to work in the morning. Uh-oh, the dishwasher is full and the stuff is clean. I gotta act like I see that it's clean because I don't want to put it away. Actually, wait a minute, is it clean? No, wait. See, they be pissing me off. They put stuff in the dishwasher without rinsing it off. Sometimes I can't tell if the stuff is clean or not. Um, I told them to leave my dishwasher alone. Okay? I'm rather them sit there shit in the sink and I take care of it. It's what I rather them do so I can know what's up. I like going to bed with the kitchen a mess, and I do not like it at all. Because I don't like, it's not that I don't like going to bed with his mess. I don't like waking up with his mess. You know what I mean? Like, you come in the kitchen, if you're coming to make breakfast, you want the kitchen to already be ready where you could just start cooking. So, but I have, but I have, I love, you know, wait, let me see. What am I doing now? On, um, do, do. I don't know what that. I don't know the words, the beat, but it's been in my head for like weeks now. I don't know what song it is. And I think it's a woman's voice, right? Uh, uh, I can't get it out of my head, but I cannot think of what the song is. I don't know. Okay. Now, when I think of Kanye West and Jay Z, gotta have it. You know that song, gotta have it. Now I realize he was talking about he gotta have him a penis in his mouth. God damn! What? I'm like, Lord. He was talking about turn a little louder. Yeah. You gotta have it. I forgot how it go, but he was talking about you gotta have penises in his mouth. That nigga is a meme forever. Okay? And he deserves to be a meme forever. Not because of what happened when he was a kid so much. It's that the dude made a whole creepy, fucking, fucked up sounding ass song, but tell everybody. He hadn't, so he, what happened? Somebody was in his life writing for his ass. And apparently they not in his life no more. And he can't write shit. Because that man could have made some goddamn music if he got the talent. If he got the writing skills. Most of these people today don't have writing skills. And they brag about it, right? You know what I do? Like the beat come on and I just say whatever come out my mouth. Well, that's what they do today. They sit in the studio and the beat go. And then whatever come out their mouth, come out their mouth, right? And then they put the beat on again and they do redo it. And then they keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And then they sit down and piece the things together that may sound right and good. And that's why the music sound the way it do. Okay? You could tell the ones who thought the shit out. And the other ones, they just each line might not even relate to each other. Or the first line with the second line match, third one may not match. My God damn. I forgot what they called it. I didn't think that was true until I was over there and they said, yeah, that's how you do it. What? That's how they do it? Like I did. Like what? Over there, all they could talk about is the same getting high and shit. Right? I'm out, y'all. My kitchen look good. I need this. Oh, my soda is over there. Except for this little area right here where the plants are. I should put them over there under the grow lights, but they were outside of it. Uh, yeah, and y'all hear me sniffing? I'm sniffing one of my nostrils. I feel like it's want to run. Something's irritating me. And I don't know what it is. I should have put this in the grow lights. God, yeah. Yeah. No, I'm gonna put them up. See, I feel like if I forget to put them up tomorrow, they don't even need lights. They're not at that stage where they need to grow lights. Um, they're not when they get their true leaves, when they get a little bigger. Okay, but the grow lights won't hurt them at this point. But I want them acclimated to the weather outside. I do not want these things in my living room. Okay, put it right outside. I will put in there tomorrow, but I know I'm not gonna wake up until maybe noon. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay. No, not tomorrow. If I don't go to sleep tonight, I may come back, but I gotta go to sleep, y'all. I'm gonna go wash my hair. Uh, which means I'm getting in the shower and wash my hair. And what else I'm gonna do? I don't want to blow dry. I'm gonna put some moisturizer in, and then I'm gonna just twist it up, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do something. I never went out. I never have gone out with just my hair like twisted and then untwisted, so it could just be curly. I I haven't gone out in about. Hubby see me like that all the time. People see me, right? But I never gone out. with my hair that way. Because it looked like a curly, puffed up, kind of big, blonde ass afro. Okay, which I like, by the way. I've been trying to get my hair an afro when I was younger for years. Ever since I saw Beyonce in that movie with the afro, I was like, yeah, I want one of those. But my hair, though, is too wavy, was too wavy for it, but I tried. Okay, I got it. I don't know why I told him to buy them tickets. I do not want to do my hair. Okay, it's gonna be like 2 hours. It's gonna be 2 hours. I don't want to do my hair. I do not feel like doing my hair. I put it in a ponytail. That's what it's been in like 5 years. 5 years I've been having my hair in a ponytail. I put it up, plant, plant it up, and twist it around and go about my business. But tomorrow I'm thinking I don't want it in a ponytail. I do want it in a ponytail because I want it, but I don't. Bye, y'all. I'm rambling. I'm trying to convince myself to figure out what I'm gonna do with my hair. Okay. I shouldn't have had him buy them tickets. He should have did it on Sunday. That give me time to figure out what I want to do with my hair. Bye. What am I doing? I gotta hit